I've been uploading YouTube shorts because I know that attention spans are not all that long, but I'm going to try a little bit longer on this one and see how this goes. So, I'm very frustrated because I manage a hotel and we train adults to do a task, which is check people in and take care of guests. I have learned, and this is a hard lesson that doesn't get taught to a lot of managers, that you don't know these people's parents. You don't know how they've been raised. You don't know their life experiences. So you can take nothing for granted. Sometimes these people have to be raised like they're 3-year-olds to be functioning adults at your business. So one thing that I have started doing is literally assuming that nobody raised these people. And sometimes it pisses people off, but other times it has brought me some of the most magnificent people ever. Like, there was a slightly IQ impaired young lady that worked for us, and she was magnificent. She just needed a purpose in her life. But because of where she was raised, people didn't give her a chance. People wrote her off, and they just didn't give her any chances to do anything. So we found something that she was really good at, and we let her do it. And it was like, ha! Suddenly she has a purpose in her life. Suddenly she is improving her life. And we also got a really good deep cleaner out of this deal. Now, she did fall into some bad habits because she also was not raised to understand the difference between someone who is abusive and someone who's good for her. So we did lose her to an abusive relationship. Not lose as in bye-bye dead, but lost her as in she quit because she was told that she did not need this job and she could make more money elsewhere, period. Now, while this may be true, I offer the best environment in our town, city, small city, whatever, because I am supportive and I try and make sure that my people are improving themselves daily, whether it's, we have a lot of people who speak different languages. I think we're up to like 6 languages at our hotel. 6 languages or something, and 8-ish countries, because you know what? I really don't care where you're from. I don't care how much melanin is in your skin. We will celebrate your heritage with you, but that has no effect on how we treat you, what we think of you, and the ability to do the job that you are currently doing as part of our team. So, we help each other learn each other's languages better. We celebrate each other's birthdays. We celebrate milestones. Like, congratulations, you made it out of your probationary period. Would you like me to make you a cake, or would you like a plant? Because check this out. I have lots of them. And like those guys, some of them need haircuts pretty bad. And a lot of my people are Hispanic, and in Latino culture, the home is like the most important thing. So giving them things that brighten up their home, it lights up their eyes and they are so happy. Either that or they're lying to me and they're really good actors. But one of the other things that we're going to go over, since it's the beginning of the year and we have a few months until tax time, but our W-2s at work just came out, is we're going to work on some financial stuff. And I have a lot of videos in the shorts section about adulting. And I want to clarify something. We have had a lot of turnover. This is a high turnover industry. It is. But I also have 75% of my staff that has been with me for over a year. And in an industry with 75% turnover, yeah, ours is also pretty high. But it's pretty high because of 1 or 2 positions that are always open. Because we always need another housekeeper. We always, yeah, pretty much housekeeping is it. But we generally, since it's seasonal, we'll lose some in the winter because, you know, they'll go and work at the factory for the winter and then come back to us in the spring. And this is a thing. They are making like $3, $4 more an hour at the factory, but they come back to me because they know I care about them and I want them to be the best that they can be. And part of that is sharing education. So some of the YouTube shorts that I've been doing lately are about education. Like, do you know that you should not have cash? You should find a bank, although if you are not fully legal, and I'm not judging anybody, that's going to be a little difficult for you because, banking in America requires you to be, Social Security, identification, blah, blah, blah. But your money should always be working for you, always. Even if, like I said in another video, even if it's earmarked for something else, put it in a savings account and let it sit there. Like, figure out how much you need to live every month and start putting money in. So most banks will let you withdraw from savings up to 6 times a month. So you don't want to do that. You want to let everything sit there and earn interest until you have to pay something. So it's usually a good idea, no matter when your bills are due, let it all sit there until the first one is due and then pay all of them. So that way you're only withdrawing once a month, and throughout the 30 days between that, your money is earning interest. It's important. You have to think of yourself and your future. It sounds selfish, but if you don't do it, nobody else is going to think about your money for you. It's just like going to the doctor. The doctor that is in his office every day is not thinking about you and if that cut on your toe is infected now because you're diabetic and you haven't called him to tell him what's going on. People don't know, so they're not going to help you. And if you need an accountability buddy, ask a friend to help you. You don't need to share any information with them. Just ask them to help you stay, focused on, did you put money into savings this paycheck? Even if it's a freaking dollar, put money into savings, for Pete's sake. Take care of yourself. Lord, I don't know what everybody else does, but that's the first thing I do. I never even see it. Don't ask me how much money I make, because I know because I do the budget at work, but when I was not the person in charge of the budget, I didn't know. I just knew what I needed to take care of my bills and what I would typically spend on stupid stuff throughout the month. So I would have whatever was outside of that put into savings, so I would never see it. And once I got to a comfortable place where I could pay my bills, I could have my mad money, and I was already saving, then every raise or every bonus I get just goes into savings. I never see it because you have to make that choice for yourself. And that is really, once you get to be an adult, that is the first thing you should know, is you have to have money in savings. Because the fastest way to get from, I'm doing all right, to, I'm homeless, what am I going to do, is not having savings. So make a choice. If you don't think that you can put money into savings, make a choice. Find something that you are spending money on that you don't actually need, but it's something that you want, that you spend regularly on. And then make a conscious choice for one of those things. Like Starbucks is an addiction for me. So once a week, the money that I would normally spend on Starbucks, I put into savings, or I elect to not do that, and it'll automatically move into my savings because I have a lot of money things set up. But you have to think of that first. You need to have a cushion. You need to be able to do this. If you can't pay your bills, there are social services that will help you get your bills paid, but they're only going to help you with getting a roof over your head, clothes on your back, and food on your table, because that's literally all you need to live. If you think that you need the best phone, you don't. If you think that you have to have Call of Duty and all the PlayStation, whatever, you don't. If you think that you have to have something to keep your time occupied, then you need a hobby. Not all hobbies are expensive. You know what you can do? I bet you have an auntie or somebody who has plants, who has house plants. I bet you you do. All you have to do is say, Auntie, can you tell me about your plants? And can you maybe give me some clippings and show me how to grow them? You know what? You just made a bond with your auntie, and now you have a hobby that cost you nothing. Because you know what? A lot of plants you can grow in just water. And you're going to have to get stuff that you make food in that comes in a jar, right? So, water, jar, plant. Welcome to your new hobby. And you can actually do a side hustle if you're good at it. And once you learn enough, you can grow these plants and you can sell them and have a little side hustle online. You can also get something really, really cheap. Yarn. Yarn is also a good hobby because you can do a lot of things with yarn. You can crochet, you can knit, and there's your Christmas presents. There's a lot of things that you can do. You just have to really. Hi, Max. My dog has made an appearance. He has decided that he's too hot. So, hi, baby. But you can do all kinds of things to keep you occupied that do not cost money and do not require expensive toys to keep you occupied. So, also pets. Pets are expensive. You have to think about their care as well, because what happens when your dog gets sick? I just spent $800 on a cat that wasn't really sick, but they couldn't figure out what the hell was the matter with him. And had I not had savings, they were suggesting putting him down because he was yowling and screeching and whatever, but they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. Apparently, it just went away after a few days. I don't know. And he will get sick like this occasionally anyway. So it sounds like this is a lot of useless information, and we're just gonna look at my cute little papa dog because he's just the cutest little boy ever. But you really have to take control of your life. You are a human. You have now, I'm assuming, made it to adulthood. So you need to do things that are going to continue to improve your life, not continue to drag you down. This is the difference between you live in the hood and you think you'll never get out, and the folks you see on TV that were raised in poverty and are now like living the dream. Because number one, they were determined. Number two, they educated themselves or found someone to help educate them on how to improve their lives. Hi, my name is Kat, and I will help you figure out ways to improve your life. I just need suggestions because, I had good parents that raised me, and not everybody has that luxury. So if there's something that you would like for me to talk about or somebody I can refer you to, there's this chick on YouTube Shorts, Your Rich BFF. She's amazing. Listen to this woman. Nah, we ain't friends. I don't know her, but I read her stuff and I have learned some things. So take control of your life. Quit playing the victim and pull yourself out of whatever negative situation you're in by education, determination, and saving your money. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye, Max. Say bye-bye, Max. Yes, my baby.